I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Espurr. Cats have been beloved companions of humans for centuries, even millennia. Even so, after all this time, they still hold an air of mystery. Unlike dogs, cats still to this day maintain an independent streak, combined with their dexterity and reactions, not to mention their habit of staring at empty corners of the room. It's no wonder cultures all over the world ascribe nefarious motives and supernatural powers to our feline friends. In Britain and Ireland, black cats are frequently paired with witches as their familiars. In Japan, the yokai Nekomata and Bakeneko are both magical cats, ranging from troublesome tricksters to fully evil. France also has an evil black cat, the Matago, though they can also bring riches and good luck to houses that treat them right. Espurr is a psychic-type cat Pokemon, standing on two legs and looking like a stuffed toy cat that has been loved a little too much, all messy hair and staring, traumatized eyes. Pokemon Sword tells us, though Espurr's expression never changes, behind that blank stare is an intense struggle to contain its devastating psychic power. And Pokemon Shield tells us, there's enough psychic power in Espurr to send a wrestler flying, but because this power can't be controlled, Espurr finds it troublesome. Espurr's long, shaggy hair even goes as far as covering its own ears, though this actually serves a purpose. Pokemon X tells us, the organ that emits its psychic power is sheltered by its ears to keep the intense power from leaking out. The name, Espurr, combines ESP, or extrasensory perception, a pseudoscientific name for psychic abilities, and purr, the sound made by cats. The Japanese name is Meowstic, switching it around and combining Nyan, the Japanese equivalent of meow, and Espurr, a word derived from ESP. Espurr can develop some control over its immense power when, at level 25, it evolves into Meowstic. Male Meowstic have their ears folded down in points, with a dark blue fur and white highlights, including a swished little hairdo and a fluffy ruff around the neck. Female Meowstic reverse the colours, so white is the primary colour with a dark blue-black highlight, including a little curl of hair on top of the head and a curled scarf-like ruff. The ears on the female flick upward after the downward fold. Pokemon X tells us, when in danger, it raises its ears and releases enough psychic power to grind a 10-ton truck into dust. And Pokemon Y tells us, the eyeball patterns on the interior of its ears emit psychic energy. It keeps the patterns tightly covered because that power is too immense. Both male and female Meowstic have two tails, making them even more like the Nekomata of Japanese folklore. Male Meowstic are described as protective in nature. Pokemon Shield tells us, the defensive instinct of the males is strong. It's when they're protecting themselves or their partners that they unleash their full power. And Pokemon Scarlet says, though it has enough psychic power to blast away any opponent, Meowstic prefers to support its allies rather than attack. Female Meowstic are described a little closer to the mischievous Bakeneko and villainous Nekomata. Pokemon Sword tells us, females are a bit more selfish and aggressive than males. If they don't get what they want, they will torment you with their psychic abilities. And Pokemon Violet. When they sense danger, they exert their psychic power at its maximum output. They have no regard for their opponents. That said, Pokemon Shield really understands the mindset of any cat owner. If it doesn't hold back when it unleashes its psychic power, it can tear apart a tanker. Its unfriendliness is part of its charm. On the actual competitive scene, female Meowstic's aggression is actually less useful than male Meowstic's ability at supporting its allies. The name Meowstic combines meow and psychic, just as Espurr combined ESP and fur. Perhaps the name Meowstic also throws fantastic in there as well, or even mystic. The Japanese name is Meownix, combining the Nyan onomatopoeia and the Greek god of sleep, Nyx, either referring to its power to put opponents down for the count, or its low energy demeanor. By that same token, the English name Meowstic could also use the word stoic. I was always more of a dog person until, around 10 years ago or so, my family got cats. Even at their most villainous and mischievous, they're difficult not to love. I'm not sure I'd trust them with immense psychic power, though. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you enjoy the podcast, find out about my other shows at podcastiopodcastias.org, or get in touch on Blue Sky at podcastpodcast, or support the show at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastias. I love hearing from listeners. Up next are Honedge and Spritzy, so hit me up about those or any other Pokemon. Even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Espurr, and remember, I love you too.